Greetings, everyone. Sorry that this review is going to be a bit late, but I am joined by bad likeness of Edward Norton, bad likeness of Helena Bonham Carter, and bad likeness of Brad Pitt and a penguin to do a review of issue 5 of Fight Club 2. As you can see, this time I did get the original David Mack cover. I thought I liked it better than the variant cover for this issue. So without further ado, I'm going to read it and then give you my initial impressions. So where do we leave off? Well, narrator was being beaten by Angel Face, and Marla was in a war zone with those children who are terminally ill to age rapidly, looking for something. And narrator isn't looking so well. Okay, issue 5 is, it moves the plot along. That is its job. We are halfway through the 10-issue miniseries here, and we're starting to get a little bit deeper into the plot. Basically, narrator, after being beaten to a pulp, becomes Tyler. Tyler then flies to a mansion somewhere where a bunch of artwork from around the world, famous artwork, is being housed. Whether it's for protection, as a newspaper headline in the comic book seems to imply, or if Tyler is putting them all in one place for some sort of destructive means, we don't yet know. But at this house, well, this is where narrator and Marla's son is. There's a great line in there that, his son loves him and his wife lusts after him, but only when he's a different person. Sort of loaded there. I liked that line. As far as what Tyler's plan is with this art, we don't particularly know. Narrator, once he's back to being narrator after Tyler's done using his body, is put on a Project Mayhem mission that involves sort of suicide and using the blood of suicide, helped on by cut arteries and drugs to make blood thin and gushy, and tennis balls to squeeze in your hand to make it jet out, and to ruin famous works of art with their suicide blood. And the issue sort of ends with narrator maybe sort of dead. We don't know. I believe they used Muerte, so I assume they're in a French museum, maybe the Louvre. And that's sort of where we go there. Marla is on her parallel mission. We find out that the particular little girl, aging rapidly, who is with her is not a little girl. She is actually an old woman, and that she also had the issue with going to support groups because it was love that need not be reciprocal, so she was going to support groups for things she didn't have, much as Marla and narrator were back 10 years ago when it was Fight Club 1. Also, there's a cameo that may or may not be Robert Paulson, Bob. We don't know yet. All we see are bitch tits through the scope of a gun from Rise or Die, the Blackwater-type organization that narrator works for and is somehow tied to Tyler. But that's about all that happens in this issue. It does have a couple good lines in it, and I do sort of like that they're starting to maybe show what Tyler is trying to do. It does have something about blasting the world free of history and the art stuff. It ties into things that Tyler was originally interested in, but it's mostly just a chug thing to get sort of the plot along. We revealed that, yeah, the son's alive, we know where the son is, even though narrator doesn't. Though when narrator wakes up, he has a sort of the imprint of chocolate lips on his face, a kiss. That's different from Tyler's kiss on his hand from the acid. That lets him know that his son has seen him. What's happening with Marla in this war zone, we don't quite know. Again, like the last issue, Marla's not given much time in this issue. That's about it. We're just sort of moving the plot along. Nothing really big happens, just a couple necessary revelations in order to hit this sort of halfway point, but we still don't quite know what Tyler wants to do. And Tyler is all kind of like time to die, but if narrator dies, Tyler dies, so perhaps Tyler is finally ready to martyr himself, or it's maybe only get narrator close to death so that Tyler takes over permanently and it just kills the mental creation of narrator, the sort of cognizant part of him in the head. I don't know where they're going. Issue 6 should be interesting. I'm recording this in the smack dab middle of October, so the next issue of Fight Club I'll probably only get in about 2 weeks, so it might be a little shorter until my next review, if I find time. But since not many of you have been watching these, I thought I'd keep this a little bit shorter, so we're getting this at about the 5 to 6 minute area. And, well, I hope you enjoy issue 5, and I'll see you for issue 6.